Hi, so my name is Anna Hayes. I just finished my second year in the fashion design program, and so this is my year in review. And so, if I had to pick one major theme over the past year, it was definitely an increased sense of responsibility for myself. Academically, I'm now doing bigger and more substantial projects. It's not just a bunch of small projects where a professor is telling me what to do. It's now me really looking at myself and what my design philosophy is and creating a whole project around that. And so I'm very excited to now have the responsibility to pace myself and to see where I want to be going with my designs in the future. Professionally, I just finished my first co-op, which was at White House Black Market in Fort Myers, Florida. And so that co-op was a really good experience for me because I really gained a sense of self in the workplace. And so I going into it, I wasn't sure what exactly my role was going to be, but by the end of it, I was being treated like every other employee in the building, which was nice. I had my own set of responsibilities for the company. I had my own projects to work on. So it was really about taking on that role as both a student and a working professional. Um, Socially, with all of my different organizations, I started taking on larger roles. So, being a tour guide in Roar, I became a veteran guide, which meant that I was now able to be managing my own tour time and making sure that everybody showed up and I wasn't just being your average member, which was really cool for me, and I hope to continue doing that in the future. For Design for America, I became a team lead, which meant that I had my own team that I was managing as well, which is very exciting for me to do. Um, and then just personally, moving away from home for the first time and moving to Florida was definitely a big transition for me, but I think it went really well, and I am very excited about everything that I was able to accomplish while I was there. Um, Something new that I learned this year, that it's okay to adapt to change. Moving to Florida was definitely something I wasn't expecting to do, but I'm very glad that I did it. I had a wonderful experience and a wonderful co-op, and I'll be returning there again in the fall. Um, it really was a difficult transition for me because I had never lived more than 20 minutes away from the same house that I had grown up in. So being 20 minutes away from my parents to now being a 17-hour car ride definitely forced me to be more independent and to manage myself. And I can kind of apply that to my academic life by just adapting to changes. There's always going to be something crazy going on with the project where you have to make an adjustment at the last minute, and just trying to apply that going forward, the same philosophy of being okay going outside of your norm to do something. So, one thing I would have changed about this year probably would have been just pushing myself a little bit more. Yes, I increased my responsibilities, but I definitely think I could have increased them more and gotten involved in more organizations and just kind of spread myself out a little bit more because I tended to stay pretty focused just on my couple of things, but I definitely think for the upcoming year, my goal is to just kind of expand my interest and get involved in more things. And even when I go back on co-op, maybe getting involved with an organization while I'm down there, just different things like that as a way of just increasing my responsibility. Um, so, my thoughts about who I am as a person have definitely shifted over this past year. Now that I've completed my second year and I'm starting to really grow into myself as a designer, I am definitely a lot more confident in who I am and what my vision is for the future and everything that I want to do. It definitely changed because before I wasn't really sure what career path I wanted to go down, whether I wanted to do fashion design or product strategy, and now I definitely know that I want to be on the fashion design track. And so that's a very, very exciting decision for me because now that will guide me towards more career options that are focused more on that versus the product strategy, which is what I was looking at before. How will I use my gifts and talents to give back to the community? My goal is just to be more involved and hopefully use my skills from fashion design more in an organizational setting, because I haven't done that up to this point. Most of them have just been other things that I've been interested in, but now I hope that I can start to apply the things that I've been learning in school to any organizations that I want to be involved in. So I think decision making has definitely had a huge influence in my life, and there's decisions that I've made that I knew right off the bat were good decisions, and other decisions I was not entirely sure about, and ones that I was worried about. And overall, I think I'm happy with where I've ended up. So, for example, when I accepted my co-op position, an hour later I was offered a job at another company that I was arguably more excited to go work for that company than the one that I had accepted. And so I was worried at first that I was going to have a bad experience just because I was going to be so caught up in the what if of the situation, and just being able to accept that I wasn't going to be at that company. And I ended up being very happy with my decision to go to this company, enough so that I'm going to return, and I've made so many friendships since I was down there that I wasn't expecting to make, and just building those relationships with people in and outside of work definitely was a good decision on my part. And I know that there was a little bit of fate involved there in me having to accept that position before I was offered the other one, because my life could have been completely different from where it is now. If my story of this year had a title, it would probably be Change is a Good Thing. In terms of how are you integrating your curricular and co-curricular pursuits, I'm hoping in the future, especially with Design for America, I can start incorporating more of the knowledge I've learned in fashion design and applying it to some of the projects that I'm doing in there. A passion that I've identified has definitely been a passion for making people happy. Since I've started giving tours, my favorite thing is seeing the families' faces light up when they see how beautiful our campus is, and it definitely just inspires me to want to do it more. Even if it's a family that isn't necessarily interested in our campus, they just kind of came to take a look, it's still nice to show them everything we have, and I definitely enjoy doing that, and it's a major passion that I have. So one of the projects that I was doing while I was in Florida was I took videos of a lot of the experiences that I had, and just going to the beach and going to Busch Gardens and hanging out with my friends. And so I just wanted to share those with you just so you can see all of the great times that I had experienced. Thanks for watching.
I'm gonna need you to raise your glass. I don't care what you put in it. Here's the nights that you can't take back. We live hard, but we love to laugh. And we all thought that we'd get rich fast. Hopped the plane out for greener grass. Found out the greenest cash don't compare to the friends that last. See, we won't forget where we came from. This city won't change us. We beat to the same drum. No, we won't forget where we came from. This city can't change us. We beat to the same drum, the same drum. No matter where we go, we always find our way back home. No matter where we go, we always find our way back home. So here's to the cheap sunglasses, Red Bull and minivans, and people who had your back when we won't forget where we came from. The city won't change us. We beat to the same drum. No, we won't forget where we came from. The city can't change us. We beat to the same drum, the same drum. No matter where we go, we always find a way back home. No matter where we go, we always find a way back home. When tide's loosening and we're losing touch and fading away, we'll still be raising our cups to the same damn thing. Oh no, this city won't change us. 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 Won't change us. La da 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 la da 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 da. Oh, and no matter where we go, we always find our way back home. La da 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 la da 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 da. No matter where we go, we always find our way back home. No matter where we go, we always find our way back home. We always find our way back home. Yeah, we always find our way back home.
Also, this is Striker. He was sitting very patiently, but he wanted to come up and say hi to everyone. So, say hi, little man. Yeah? Okay, bye.